everyone, RogueGold here. Welcome back to the Division 2. And today, I'm coming back at you with a news roundup. While we are now in the full swing of stretch goals, we are also on the eve of a brand new season. That's right, Mutiny should be releasing on December 2nd. We cannot forget that this final week of November is set to deliver us some good stuff. That includes the fact that the Veteran Rewards program is returning. We're getting a new batch of information on the Division 2 survivors. I also then wanted to cover some more news from across the Division universe. So there's plenty to break down. Let's get right to it. If you end up enjoying this one and you want to stay tuned for everything coming this week and in the future for the Division, then be sure to subscribe. Shout out and thank you to our channel members for your ongoing generosity and support. It's your contributions that allow me to keep going, do what I do. So again, thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so to begin, it may seem as though we've already had a lot of events this season in the game, and that's because we have. We kick things off with the creator collaboration, which is still incredible to believe that that even happened. We had a number of those mini Surge events. We had the big Halloween event. Now we're in stretch goals. However, there is one final event that is going to happen before the pact concludes. You may recall that in this season's promotional materials and developer communications, it was confirmed that the Veteran Rewards program would be returning. If you have forgotten or you weren't around, this program was the original delivery system for the beloved Lexington named assault rifle. Any player who logged on between November 28th and December 31st of last year was granted a free Lexington, and then depending on how old your Division account was, you are granted the bronze, silver, or gold skins for it. So this year, that program is coming back with a brand new weapon and new skins. Now, widespread rumor and speculation has been ongoing all season about what the new weapon will be. Is it going to be another callback to the Division 1 like the Lexington was? Could it be something entirely new? You may recall that we even got an odd teaser for the Big Alejandro, a community favorite LMG from the Division 1. It showed up in the Rainbow Six Siege event pass trailer with no other mentions aside from that. Well, I'm afraid to say that if you were looking forward to that, it seems like it might not be it. So I'm sorry to all the Big Al fans out there. And I say that because, as many of you have pointed out, since the latest update to the game, a new named item has mysteriously shown up within the expertise menu, just as the Lexington did before it released last year. If you visit the menu and go to the shotguns tab, you'll see that the stack broker is now there, a new named ACS-12. I want to be very clear, though, at this time, no confirmation or guarantee has been given that this is the new Veteran Rewards weapon, though I could very well see this being it and being a reference to the Division 1's original showstopper exotic. Either way, last year the Veteran Rewards program kicked off on Thanksgiving Day here in the US, that being November 28th. So, come this Thursday, be sure to keep a lookout for any news or any stash grants that might be happening, and I will be sure to keep you posted with anything we get. Alright, next we need to take a trip over to mobile to talk about the Division Resurgence. I am a little bit late to covering this all went down last week, but I wanted to let you all know the latest nonetheless. What happened was that the development team dropped a new insight video discussing how the development of the game is going and what their next steps are. They sort of address the super long absence that Resurgence had in any communication, basically saying that they are now more resource loaded and efficient than before. They lead up to saying that this long absence has now culminated in Regional Beta 3, the third big public test they've done for the game, also the first major one since December of 2023. It's going to be available in the US and Brazil. It was intended to start back on Tuesday the 18th. However, that very morning, they posted this update. Agents, an issue limiting player progression has been found during our final testing and is preventing us from launching the regional beta. Our teams are already working to resolve the bug, and we aim to start the test within the next few days. We apologize for the delay and thank you for your patience. Stay tuned for updates on our social channels. So I would say that that is certainly not the best situation to have, especially just after saying sorry for our huge absence, but we're back and better than ever. But to be fair, I would rather they do this than launch a buggy beta. Either way, Resurgence is finally making moves after all this time, and this video reaffirms what the corporate projections have been telling us, that this game is set to release before the end of March 2026. So if you want to get updated on everything or sign up for that beta, links guiding you to both of those things can be found down in the description below. Alright, and then finally, we get to talk about my favorite topic, survivors. And that is because we are actually set to receive some further information on the new content during this final week of November. You may recall that our last news update for it was in October during the Halloween dev stream. Magnus Jansen guest starred to reveal some new information, like confirming the fact that there will be PvE and PvP playlists, the idea that DC's Underground is going to be expanded for there to be more routes and new locations. So that was great, but then near the closing of that last stream, community developer Anais gave us this teaser.
You can expect another piece of the puzzle to drop in November. So that's very soon. Very soon.
Well, like we said a moment ago, we are headed into the final week of November, and this has not happened yet. So what I'm predicting is that we are going to see a developer stream this Thursday, the 28th. They did the exact same thing last year. That was the day that the Lexington released, and they went live to talk about it, among other things. So I believe we're going to see them do the exact same thing, go live, promote the return of the Veteran Rewards program, show off the new weapon and skins, but then we're probably going to see Magnus tag back in the back half, just like last time, to deliver us some further news. As for what we are going to learn, who knows? I would think they will probably follow a similar format to last time, where each stream update we just get a few new tidbits and details. I know I've said it before, but loot is one topic that I would love to hear them discuss. But whatever it may be, I cannot wait to get this Survivors update, and I'm just glad that they're talking about it so consistently. So whether that news does indeed drop on Thursday or whatever may play out, stay tuned for an update from me later in the week about what we learn. Well, there you have it, folks. That is today's roundup of news from across the Division universe. A new veteran weapon on the way, some news from the Division Resurgence, some updates on the Division 2 survivors. It's always a good day when there's fresh Division stuff to talk about, so I would love to get your guys' thoughts on any of the three topics that we covered. What do you think the veteran weapon will end up being? What is your take on Resurgence's recent moves? And what do you think this month's Survivors update will contain? Let me know all of it. I'll be very curious to read your thoughts. That's going to do it for me on this one, though. I will see you back for any of those updates that we get this week. But until then, folks, RogueGold out.